Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Just What I Am playing Final Fantasy XIV. Last episode we did even more job quests. I feel like we did a lot of job quests last episode. Like a lot of job questing in general. In this episode we're gonna go and just continue doing that, and I think we are getting pretty dang close. Like after I'm done with this set of that was a mistake. After I'm done with this set of things. Yes. Fucking hell. Once I'm done with this set of job quests, then we should be good to start doing some dungeons. Which you guys won't see, because if I show you guys every single dungeon when I do, from the same boring-ass dungeons, as is kind of a fact in the early game, I can guarantee you it will get boring. Like, even more boring than it already sometimes is, probably. Man, I'm so surprised at how much of a difference two things made when it comes to like my character. Giving her white long hair and then the blue eyes has changed so much. When I'm out of the field, the white hair is beautiful, in the cutscenes too. And then the eyes in cutscenes and all that jazz is also just really good. It's so much more vibrant, and that's what I really like. I want her to shine like the sun! My precious sun. I wish I could be so grossly incandescent. Oh. Rip the boars. Just murdering an entire forest of boars. This I'm getting some boar hide, which is, I would say, pretty dang useful. Well, useful. I feel like a lot of the hides in general you can sell in the marketplace for a decent amount of money. Not game breaking by any means, but it's not much, but it's honest work. Because you cannot just buy these or get them easily. It's RNG based whether or not you get them from killing these boars. So it can be a little bit of a pain to grind those. Should you need it, of course. Brum. Bum. Bum. It appears the poor soul who tried to harvest this husk before you was not so fortunate. Wow. Jesus. Okay. Ah, yes. People have very much died to these boars. Lands of Destiny. Face your destiny, you fool. It's a boar. A big old boar. Space is as good as one. Behold the true meaning of courage. Ba-ba-da-bam. Yep. And now the dude is summoning his subject. Uses Bristle. I think Bristle increases his, like the power of his next skill. So like his next reckless charge is gonna do a hell of a lot of damage. How do I know how this works? Blue Mage! What the fuck? Water sprites and fire sprites? Okay. Don't know what these things are doing here, but... Should I care, though? There we go. What do you mean? Could have killed him with ease. You shan't find much sport in these two. Come back another day, my friend. Well done then, you have completed the trial. I trust you now see the truth in my words. Hurling yourself into the midst of danger is not courage, it is folly. No, this proves nothing. I refuse. I refuse to accept. Gasp. You refuse to accept the weakness within you. No, Lynn. Leave him be. Your work here is done. Return to the guild. I shall see you there presently. Ah, smile. Smile. Alright. Cool. So we have that, and then this. Okay. Let's go and finish up this quest. And then go into the other one. And then it's time for me to do a dungeon as a healer. And then do the conjure quest. Or I could technically just go out and beat something from my hunting log, I guess. I guess. Since I have this beautiful little buff over here, the road to 80, it changes a lot. And like how my progression is. I will not lie to you. You are no match for the Lord of the Bramble Patch. What do you mean? He fucking... Had you betrayed any hint of fear, he would have gored you in the space of a moment, and feasted on your entrails. But you stood your ground, holding fast your composure and resolve, thus you were able to stare terror in the face and survive unscathed. Well done, then. You have overcome the greatest hurdle in the quest to become master of your own courage. You may bring to bear the full extent of your abilities upon even the mightiest of foes. As for Falcus, well, if there is a shred of reason left in him, he will have learned the self-same lesson as you this day. Painful though the experience must surely have been, one can only hope that it will serve to open his eyes to the truth. Go forth, then, and prepare yourself for further trials. I look forward to your next meeting. Or to our next meeting. Right. Give me that beautiful lance. So we get the iron lance. But nothing else, okay. Alright. And now let's go and finish off this archer quest. Wait. No, I'm not high enough level. So wait. Hold up. Even now I struggle to credit the sentry's report, yet here you are, and Nezul Catlan the Violator is no more. That a goddamn adventure should be so... Only by the grace of Nimea herself could you have survived. But even though it was pure luck, I will keep my word. Lynn, should you stay or should you go? I care not. You have completed the task and are no longer my responsibility. Go now to Lucienne. She would doubtless wish to lavish you with praise. Oh, you'll get no more from me. Off with you. Cutscene. I'm given to understand that you single-handedly drove off an Ixal's scouting party, and that you did so with precision and guile. How exactly was that training, Lucienne? Lyn's just an adventurer. Silver thrust her into the jaws of the enemy, in the hope that she wouldn't come back. And when, against all expectations, she did come back, the stubborn arse still refused to acknowledge her skill. Is that truly your impression? Well, yes. He said it was pure luck. Mere noise. Silver sees Lyn's skill, of that I have no doubt. Did you not mark the way he covered his mouth when he uttered the words? It is a habit of him to do so on those occasions when his tongue and his heart are in disagreement. For all his skills at reading the idiosyncrasies, idiosyncrasies, whatever, of others, he has yet to recognize his own. Impressive work, Lyn. You have applied yourself to Leia and Silver's lessons and demonstrated your command of the core concepts. You are now an archer in your own right. Allow me to teach you something to commemorate this accomplishment. Repelling shot is an advanced technique that enables an archer to evade attacks whilst continuing to fire upon her opponent. Used wisely, it can grant you a brief respite in the heat of battle. I have faith that, with regular practice, you will learn how best to employ it, to your advantage. Remember your senior's lessons as you strive for true mastery. Right, and we learn repelling shot. Which is, I don't really use it that much, personally. Nice. You'll learn repelling shot. Repeat. And I also got myself a new bow. The ash bow. Ash one. To catch a poacher. You come at a good time, Lyn. I have a task for you. A petition has arrived from the proprietor of Buscaron's Druthers out in the South Shroud. The petitioner, Buscaron himself, has requested our assistance in dealing with a gang of poachers. I would have the three of you meet with him and investigate his claims. The three of us? You mean Lyn, myself, and... It would be better if I went alone, Lucienne. The Makote and the other one will only encumber me. No, Silver, you will go as three. Also, it is past time you recognize Lyn as a fellow archer. I will not. I have held my tongue on the matter of her continued presence here, but I will bend no further. Who in the seven hells do you think you are, Bolord Lewin? In case you've forgotten, you aren't even a quiver man anymore. That may be, but I have shed blood defending our borders, unlike you, savage. Savage, you know nothing about me, you bigoted son of a... Enough. With one more word, and you shall have cause to regret your petulance. The three of you will go to Buscaron's Druthers in the South Shroud. Now out of my sight. Quest accepted. Right, to Buscaron we go. Are you serious? There is another Odin in this area. This is ridiculous. That's actually ridiculous. I don't care though, because I don't need anything else from him. I already got this on Tetsuken, which is the only thing I care. And the achievement. Right. Hello, Buscaron. Ah, your lot must be from the Archers Guild. Welcome, friends. Now, as your guildmaster will have said, I put in a request for some keen-eyed archers to help me track down a gang of poachers that have been plaguing these parts. If I may, it is not uncommon to find poachers in this region. While regrettable, neither the Godscriver nor the Wood Whalers deemed them worthy of attention. Why then did you imagine them worthy of ours? 'Cause these ain't no common poachers. They're Pawa Muyuk's gang. They say she and hers are always moving, staying one step ahead, but I reckon she's hiding out here somewhere. Thing is, I can't just send my people out searching. I made a pact with the Red-Belly Bandits. See, we stay out of their territory and they don't make no trouble at the Druthers. That being so, if I summoned the massed ranks of the whalers and equivalent, all 7 hells would swiftly break loose, assuming they thought the matter worthy of their attention, of course. Needless to say, that's not an option. As luck would have it, though, I've got 3 keen-eyed archers to take care of things instead, and all without raising no alarms. We understand. You may leave the matter to us. Leia, Lynn, split up and scour the area for any signs of the poachers. Should you discover anything, return here and wait. We will reconvene to compare our findings ere long. Go. Nod. Nod! There is another Odin in this place. That's Poacher's Arrow. Poacher's Arrow! Poacher's Arrow! And then some empty mead bottles. Oh, hello. Oh, hi, Mark. May as well kill these enemies since I'm here. Rip the antelope. Stampede. Jesus Christ. Why are you so mad? It's just game. Why you have to be mad? That's the one. Why you have to be mad? It's just game. I love that so much. I really like that video, not only for the joke, but also just the fact that it's true. Why are you so mad? It's just a fucking game. Right. Iron leg trap. I leveled up. Can I equip anything else? No. The short answer is no. That's 32, so a lot of these things are 32. Alright. I believe I can fly. Let's back to my destination. Hello, fellow female aura. An iron leg trap and a poacher's arrow. These are both evidence of illegal activity, but nothing that will help us find power. And these meat bottles are but old refuse from before the Directorate was even built. They have no connection to the gang. What do you know of this power woman, Sylvain? I know that she is the most infamous poacher ever to walk the Twelveswood. A born leader, deadly with the bow, she formed her own gang of Mikote hunters. She was apprehended once, and would have been brought to justice, had she not tricked the foolish young sentry into releasing her, before vanishing without a trace. Is that so? In any case, we've scoured the area and found nothing. How do we know that this power was ever even here? I say we inform the God's Quiver and the Wood Whalers, taking care not to implicate Bascaron and leave the rest to them. This doesn't concern the Archers Guild. It concerns Gridania, Leia. Or Leia, whatever. Pawa Mujuk is a savage and utterly immoral poacher whose actions, however indirectly, threaten the city's well-being. But what would a vagrant like you know of duty to one's homeland? No more than she, I suspect. How dare you? And you, Lynn, say something. There's not the time for this. Stop it. Get some help. Very well. We will return to the matter at hand. Mayhap we should take a second look at the clues we have gathered. Look all you want. Though the trap and the arrow where we found suggest poaching, there's nothing remotely unusual about them. What do you think we should examine then? Huh. Well, the thing is, like, the empty meat bottles. So the trap? Empty meat bottles? Why are you still carrying that rubbish? I told you, those bottles predate the Druthers. They have no connection with this matter. But if these bottles are so old, why do they retain the scent of meat? They must surely have been opened recently. Wait. Before the Calamity, Buscron once served as a sentry. Yet even then he sometimes spoke of owning his own tavern. And it was an open secret that he was brewing his own private stock, if some survived. Of course, Buscron's Scar, his old lookout post. It may not be Pawa Mujuk, but we must investigate at once. The music. Faint footprints. To catch a poacher. Also a cutscene. Any signs? Look, the ground is covered in Makote footprints. These tracks are fresh, very fresh. I'll wager the bandits were alerted to our coming and fled. Else they're hiding near... Take cover. Ah, and I was thinking we'd caught ourselves some of them medley bloody masqueraders. Not them complaining. Hiding your face is downright bloody rude when you ain't been introduced. Speaking of ill manners, don't you know it ain't decent to barge your way into a lady's bedchambers without knocking? You would lecture us on manners? Truly, I've heard it all. The others outnumbered. We had best split up. Leader's mine. I'll try to isolate her from her litter. So Verlin, the rest I leave to you two. As you will. Ba-ba-da-ba. 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 It just keeps going. Ba-ba-da-ba. Let me go and do this. For power, get the bastards! Ah, the curl claws. This makes a lot of sense. There's a healer amongst these people, oh my god. Fucking die, please. Ba-ba-da-ba. 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 Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da. And more of them. A never-ending stream of cat ladies. Yes, my dreams. There we go. Also, I forgot to go and bind this to something. Wait, that's not gonna work actually. Let me go and put that just over here somewhere. He says 666 XP. Oh yeah. Ah shit, here we go again. Was that the last of them? Have you seen Aliabo? With me then. That was a piss-poor showing, sister. And you call yourself a keeper. A hunter with no fangs ain't nothing but prey. No. Ah, bugger. Looks like playtime's over. Be seeing you, sister. Not gonna lie, that's one hell of a freaking shot. Being able to shoot like to shoot a bow out of somebody's hands, that's a quite the skills. 7 hells. They're at my old post, and they drank my old mead! It stinks most of all. Well, this past time the proper authorities were informed. I'll send messengers to the Wood Whalers and the God's Quiver. The Red Belly Bandits won't like it one bit, but I'll see they're told exactly who the military is after. I only hope it'll be enough. Of course, Pawa Mujuk's no fool. Now she knows she's been spotted. She'll break camp and be long gone by the time the next bell sounds. And the trail won't stay fresh long either. Anyway, you've done me a great kindness, friend. Tell Lucienne I appreciate the help. Right, back to Lucienne, and then we can finally queue up for a dungeon, and I can do my hunting log stuff off camera. And also, yeah, level up off camera. Bam, ba-da-da-da-da. Never-ending stream of fireworks this time of year. What is Lalafell doing over here? They're both from the same guild. Or free company, whatever. Welcome back, Lynn. Silver tells me that you encountered Pawa Mojuk. No Kurdanian could fail to recognize that name, so oft has it been spoken, and with such bitterness. I fear we lack the strength to face her ourselves. This is a matter for the God's Quiver and the Wood Whalers. That you confronted her and survived is a testament to your growing mastery of our art. Ah, and I was surprised to note that Leia and Silver were not at loggerheads upon their return. I presume we owe this unnatural state of affairs to your calming influence? No? Modest to the last, truly. Your every deed bespeaks a clarity of vision, far beyond your years. I implore you to share that perspective with your peers and help them to grow into better, wiser archers. As you go forth and temper your skills in battle, know that we always look forward to your return. Why are these lawful eating? Alright, cool. And I get myself a new bow. Okay, my friends, frickin' finally. So I feel like we've done this a lot, where I showed you guys where these enemies are. Well, since I've been doing it for everything, I might as well just go and finish it, you know? Not gonna leave, like, work half done. Let me go and check. So, Central Shroud, and then South. Central, so... Let's see, Lancer, more in Central Shroud, Jesus. And then some South and South, okay. So, let me go over to the Central Shroud and show you guys where these enemies are at. At least as long as I can remember where they are at. So. Arbor Buzzards in Bent Branch. I don't particularly remember where they are though, which is kind of annoying. The Magic Bones, I do think I remember. They are over here, like near the Tamtara Deepcroft. Now, I think up, like, you have like an underground part, and I think they are like above it. They could also be underneath it, but they're in any case in this area. I think that these birds are probably like around here-ish, or they could be down here too. And that should be it for those. So the same with that enemy, and then the Kikiran Beater in the upper paths. Oh, that's in South Shroud. Okay, yeah. I can't do that quite yet. Alright, my friends, I will be right back. I'm gonna queue up for a dungeon with my... I guess, you know what I'm thinking about? I'm gonna queue up with my Conjurer, so I'm just gonna instantly get a pop and then level up to the point where I can do the next quest. Well, shit. Gonna be right back in any case. Alright, we have returned to where I'm suddenly level 25. Suddenly a much higher level than I expected, and... well, whatever. At least we get to do 2 job quests now. I guess that's something. Well, yeah, I did get the roulette bonus, so makes sense that I would then get a lot of freaking stuff. I really wish I had the freaking aesthetics or like the level 24 dungeon item. Oh no, DMCA! Yeah, sure. I wonder what it even looks like, honestly. Because I don't really know. These are the torturous things, right? Yeah. Right. Hello. Kjöringsen, you radiated the confidence of a conjurer who neglects not her study of the elementals. I confess I have no lessons for you to learn this day. Instead, I would ask that you aid me in the education of another. Yes, I speak of Sylvie. After no small amount of prompting, bordering on coercion, the child has finally promised to attempt to embrace the forces of nature. But I'm afraid the matter is not so easily resolved. Sylvie has never attempted to learn the basic offensive spells that you and most other conjurers mastered before first venturing into the wild. As such, she is ill-equipped to undertake the trials which furnish you and your peers with an understanding of the elements. Put simply, she is no match for the tainted spirits of nature. But if a more capable conjurer were to accompany her and purify the corruption in her stead, it may yet serve to impress upon her the power of the forces at work. I bid you take her on a pilgrimage around the Twelvewood and give her the opportunity to witness these confrontations firsthand. Earth, wind, water, she must know them all. Show her the majesty and primal ferocity of nature. As it was with you, let Earth be her first lesson. Sylvie awaits you at Bent Branch Meadows. Pray forgive my presumption, but I thought it'd be best to send her on ahead, while her conviction remains strong. Once you have located the purge of corrupted soil at Bent Branch, draw forth the tainted sprite and let her witness the struggle that ensues. May the elementals aid you in this endeavor, then. Right. Time to touch the corrupt soil and defeat the tainted earth sprite. Eat my stone, because my stone is stronger than yours. Give me some of your finest potions. Potion seller. Right, there we go. Ah, I wasn't scared, I was just a little startled, that's all. It was as if a massive solid wrath had erupted from the ground. I've never felt anything like... never mind. We have to head to the bannock next. Let's get this over with. Such is in there. You like it. I need it. That's corrupted air. Stone beats wind. There we go. Gods, the wind blew straight through me. It felt both gentle and sharp at the same time. I can't explain it. This is something you can conjure? Let's be on our way. The last one is at Lilystone. Time to learn of the water and water and water. If only I could think up... If only I could come up with new jokes. And wouldn't that be nice? This game has such good locales. I love it. Right. Also, hello. I apparently have not beaten you yet. I will do that now, since I'm here. Ah! I'm coming to get you, bitch! Okay, please, thank you. Sylvie must be wondering, why are you killing the random wildlife? My list tells me to do so. Right, tainted water sprites. Water. The source of our life. Ba-dum. And down you go. Lake is so beautiful. Never noticed how clear the sky is reflected in its surface. I never noticed. Let's head back. I'm ready to speak with the guildmaster now. Back to the place. Back to the place. With the thing. Meanwhile, yawn. Because why wouldn't I be tired? After a hard day's work. That's... cutscene. Welcome back, my avid conjurers. How fared you in your encounter with the elementals? Sylphie, what did you sense as Lynn cleansed the source of corruption? It's hard to explain. It was like hearing voices crying out in joy. And I felt her happiness wash over me. The world seemed sharper, more alive. It was almost as if nature was speaking to me. But why, Brother Esumi? Why did Mother teach me to avoid this side of conjury? What was she so afraid of? There are certain truths that hide behind the mask of our words. And there is much that your mother didn't tell you. But you needn't seek out all the answers at once, Sylphie. Even now, your mind founders emit a sudden inundation of awareness. What the fuck is that word? Inundation. Whatever. The first time we connect with nature can be a wonderful but disorienting experience. I suggest you allow yourself some time to adjust to this new perspective. Yes, Guildmaster. Nod. You have my gratitude, Lynn. Thanks to you, Sylphie has taken a most important step. You heard her mention voices crying out in joy, did you not? It appears the mother's gift has been passed on to the daughter. Such sensitivity is not something one can achieve through meditation and training, but a blessing that only a few fortunate chosen receive. And, as you have no doubt surmised, Sylphie's mother was one such person. The misunderstanding of that blessing, however, was what led her down such a tragic path. We cannot allow Sylphie's astonishing talents to consume her in the same manner. But we mustn't get ahead of ourselves. The girl has barely awoken to her potential. And for that potential to be fully realized, your support is yet needed. I suspect she failed to mention that the promise of your involvement in her lessons was the reason for her change of heart. You underestimate the impression your quiet determination has made on young Sylphie. If modesty prevents you from acknowledging your own good deed, consider this task a part of your training, for conjurers are healers of wounds, be they physical or otherwise. Walk with her on her journey, Lynn, and together explore the myriad mysteries of nature. Nod. We're gonna get this one going again. Yeah. And it's gonna... Wait, is that crook really better than my dungeon crook? Apparently it is. Well done. Right. Like mother, like daughter. And then, except for the wand, no upgrades. Welcome, Lynn. The tales of your deeds reach me even here in the cloistered heart of still great fame. Glad I am to have come, that you have come. For I would ask your assistance in a matter of some delicacy. It concerns, yes, young Sylphie once again. As you can no doubt imagine, the recent revelations concerning her mother have sorely troubled the poor child. It appears Sylphie needed some time alone to sort through the whirlwind of emotions which now beset her. She has, in short, fled from the guild. Fortunately, a party of conjurers who were dispatched to the south side to investigate another instance of corruption sent word that they have spotted our wayward Sylphie. Considering the importance of their mission, I would not seek to distract the conjurer from their task. Thus, I turn to you to escort Sylphie back here to the guild. You are, I believe, one of the few people to whom she will listen. Pray travel to Buscaron's Dwarthers and speak with a wolf here. She was the conjurer who first chanced upon Sylphie, and will be able to tell you more of how the young lady fares. Off we go. To the north. Look at how beautiful this place is. I like it over here. Right. We meet again, then. I assume Brother Essume warned you of the corruption my companions and I have been tasked with purifying here in the South Shroud. The source of this extensive blight is found to the southeast. The shrill, discordant voices of the elementals shriek their dismay in the vicinity of the withered treant. I suggest you give the area a wide berth. Considering the potential dangers, you might imagine how alarmed I was to discover young Sylphie wandering about this part of the Twelvewood. It seems that her mother, a woman who healed with conjury, but remained untrained by the guild, called this region her home. Sylphie herself had her head buried in some manner of tome, but if she is as sensitive to the elemental's murmurings as I am led to believe, then the din within her mind must be driving her to distraction. Pray speak with the child and see that she is well. I would do so myself if our current duty were not so pressing. We will in fact be setting out at any moment. Then, I should have known that Wilfio would tattle on me. And Brother Esumi sent you to take me back, didn't he? This is where my mother used to live, you know. Right up until she passed on. Folks were grateful for the healing she offered. And this is a journal she used to keep. There's an entry that explains how nature becomes furious when conjurers use their art. How there are always more people wounded in battles, when mortals abuse the power that is not theirs to take. My mother refused to draw on nature because she was scared of making it angry. She wouldn't lie about such things, and I want to do what she would have wanted. I'm going to stop using conjury altogether. I've never heard the voices this mad before. I bet it's because Wilfio and the others are overusing their arts. We have to go and stop them. Oh boy, this is a misunderstanding and a half. Fucking asshole. God dang it. Stupid plant. God, it's so loud. Can't you hear it? Nature's shrieking in rage. Yes, but not for the reason that you may think. Mud pies! Nature's angry, yes. You mustn't use any more conjury, is what she says. You're only making nature more furious. Perhaps it's worse than I expected. I have time to do naught but defend. You say that. Alright. And Treant. Oh boy. That's a lot of damage! What the fuck is happening? Please. Oh, please. Live. Oh, God. Heal, heal, heal! Good God. I got it with heavy. Just a little bit annoying. Let's try and kill the sewer rat. Mud Pie Princess! Brother Joachim! No, he's fine. There we go. We did it! I can't believe nature actually helped us. There was nothing scary about it at all. I might still wonder if it really was safe for conjurers to borrow the power if I hadn't seen the way you wield it. Nothing could seem more natural. I think it's time I went back to the guild. There are a few things I need to collect first, so please, go on ahead without me. Right. Back to New Dirty Dirt. Phew. Welcome back, Lynn, and you also, Sylvie. By the way, Sumi, I'm sorry I ran away like that. I understand, child. Did you find the answers you sought? Yes, thanks to Lynn. She showed me that nature was nothing to be afraid of. I think I know why my mother refused to call upon its power. She believed the act caused suffering to nature itself. I see. So it was her very love for nature that prevented her from drawing on its strength. Tell me, Sylvie, has the fog of indecision now lifted from your mind? It has, Guildmaster. I understand now why my mother chose the path she did. Full glad am I to hear that, for I must ask you one more question. Yes, Brother Resumi? When you first witnessed Lynn cleanse a corrupted element, you mentioned hearing voices. How exactly did they sound? The voices, well, they sounded joyful, like a crowd letting out a sudden cheer. I really heard them, I swear. I'm sure you did, Sylvie. This is a gift. Conjurers may sense the power of nature and borrow it from its strength, but not all can hear its whispers. What you describe are the voices of the elementals. You may very well possess the talent to become a hearer. A hearer? Of course, much relies on your studies of country. You have a natural aptitude, and but have thus far lacked commitment. You must not neglect your training, Sylvie. Putting aside such matters for a moment, I am curious to hear about the disturbance you observed in the South Shroud, Lynn. I assume from the reports I have received that it was of a different magnitude to those which you have previously encountered. Am I correct? This bodes ill. The creatures known as mud pies are not native to the Frostwood. I wonder what relation this may have to the seemingly ever-increasing frequency of these disturbances. Something beyond the damage wrought by the calamity afflicts the Twelvewood. Or Twelvewood. I shall commune with the elementals and seek to identify this threat. Then, Sylvie, I may have need of you both before long. Until then, give yourself over to the study of our art. Ever shall the earth meet your footfall, and the wind guide your path. Right. Nod. And then all of these are not upgrades, so... There we go. Right. And that, my friends, is gonna end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Jisa. I was playing Final Fantasy XIV, and next episode we're gonna go and deal with... even more stuff, yeah. Even more of these quests in any case. Quests, hunting log, the usual stuff, really. Goodbye.